Welcome to Topic A, everyone. I'm your host, Gary Perna. This week on Topic A, I'm joined by John Fletcher, the president of Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. We're going to talk about the big project that is getting underway at the hospital and soon to be getting underway at the Health and Wellness Center and the Express Care facility, all here in the Hazleton area, and what Lehigh Valley is doing to bring the best in healthcare to our area. Stay with us. We'll be right back here on Topic A.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600. Tune in each week to WYLN TV 35 to watch the #1 Hazleton-based broadcasted television talk show, The Storm, hosted by Tiffany Cloud. Candidates, politicians, community leaders, and more appear on The Storm when they want to be heard. New shows air Wednesdays at 8 p.m. and these additional airtimes. Only on WYLN TV 35. We're your local network.
All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is honored to serve you during the Memorial Day sales event. Lease a new Jeep Compass for just $169 a month, or get up to $13,731 off a 2018 Ram 1500 Crew Cab during the Jeep Celebration event at All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, or online at allamericanjeep.net.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about visiting a restaurant that has a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the types of things that we will be featuring on our new show, Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. Jeff Bonomo, host of Off the Beaten Path, welcomes you into the world of craft beer, great wine, and good eats. Wine, Hops, and Road Stops.
And welcome back to Topic 8 here on WYLN, everyone. I'm Gary Perna. I'm very pleased to have with me John Fletcher, who is the Senior Vice President of Lehigh Valley Health Network and President of the Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, which encompasses the Health and Wellness Center, of course, the Mountaintop Center, and the Lehigh Valley Physicians Group. So thanks for coming back on.
Well, thanks for having me.
It's been a year. You were here a year ago to talk about the announcement that we had that Lehigh Valley Health Network was investing in the greater Hazleton area, and really what was the kickoff to where we're at now, and talking about the expansion projects and the kind of revamping of some of the buildings to bring healthcare into the 21st century and to bring the very best to the greater Hazleton area. From that year ago, where do we stand today?
Boy, oh boy, it's hard to believe that it's been a year already, and let me tell you, we have been very, very active. The planning process in healthcare is very complex, as you can imagine, and so we have spent a great deal of time of getting the teams together, both from the local Hazleton team, working with the network, and our friends from Allentown. And we really focused on the hospital, and we have our plans completed for the renovation of the hospital project. I'm pleased to say that we started the renovations a few weeks ago, and so it's a bit hectic at the hospital. It's we're getting some complaints about some noise, and that's expected. We've started the third floor already. And we're going to start as soon as we complete one floor, we're going to move to the next floor, and so that's the main project that's underway now is the hospital modernization.
And and you said it perfectly with the amount that goes into the hospital. It's not just putting an addition on. It's not just building a building. There are so much that goes into it. You got to know how to run the oxygen lines and the power and all that stuff that goes into it. With this investment being made at the hospital, at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton, you are really extending the blueprint of the hospital, and not just remodeling, not just putting wallpaper up. You guys are really going all into this to make this the very best facility it can be.
I will tell you that when the project is complete, you are going to walk into a facility that looks brand new. We are expanding the lobby area. From the time you hit the front door of our facility, you're going to see a new lobby area. We are almost doubling the size of the emergency department. You know that we went through a renovation project probably about 10 years ago as it relates to our emergency department, and we've already outgrown it.
Yes.
We have issues with the number of people that need our service and the number of beds that we have to serve the people, and that creates delays and wait times. So top on our list was to make sure that we did the right thing in the emergency department. So we're going from 18 exam rooms or 18 bays to 35.
Wow.
So it's a significant increase in the number of exam rooms or bays that we have. We're also doing more or less a fast track to get people with lower acuity in and out. We're adding behavioral health beds right within the emergency department, a secured unit for our patients who have some behavioral health needs that we're waiting to place them somewhere else, that we have a secure unit for them. It's important that we expand the emergency department because it is the front door to our hospital.
Yes.
And so I think it's exciting to see. You walk in the front door, you're going to see a brand new lobby area. We're expanding the lobby by about 1,200, 1,300 square feet, so it's a nice expansion. The emergency department's going to almost double from 10,000 square feet to about 18 or 19,000 square feet.
Wow.
So it's a pretty massive expansion. All brand new, state of the art. We're going to add new equipment. We're adding a second scanner right in the emergency department. Very excited. I will tell you there was a lot of planning from the emergency room department staff and the physicians to make sure we have the flow right, all the way through to what's needed from storage. It's a very complex project.
And this is all being done with next to no interruption in services. The emergency room is still operating. The second floor is still operating. The third floor, it's all still there. This is going on at the same time. So people should not be like, oh geez, they're shutting down the emergency department. No, this is all happening.
That's the trick. Right? I mean, it is. We are a fully functioning hospital, and we have to continue to be so. And so we have to make sure that we plan appropriately that allows us to continue to meet the needs of the patients in the greater Hazleton area, as well as plan for the modernization of the facility. And so a very well thought out, well planned, so we're able to continue to provide the services that we need to provide and also do the renovations that are required to continue the expansion project.
I asked the guys in the control room to bring back up the rendering of the front of the hospital. You guys really are extending that out into where the current parking lot is now.
Right.
Are there concerns with parking? And since that is a bigger extension into that where people would normally come to park. So how would the new flow work with the extension?
So what we're doing, the extension, it will move into the parking lot, and so the front entrance, we will lose some parking spots. We did a parking study to determine where can we add parking that best meets the needs of the patient. And so we're going to expand our parking area. We're going to expand the number of spots or spaces that are close to the front entrance. And so we have fully planned the process of having to expand out our parking lot sometime on the upper side for employee parking and make sure that we keep our patient parking as close to the front door as possible.
With this, and I saw the rendering before, the helipad, is that staying right where it is?
The helipad is staying right there. It's we looked at our options. Again, you have to make sure the flight patterns are correct.
Right.
And so when we looked at our options, we determined that the best place for the helipad is right where it is today.
Literally right outside the emergency department.
Yes.
You can't get any faster than that.
No, and if you've ever seen if you ever seen them in action, moving a patient from the ED to the emergency department to the helicopter, they're moving, and I love that it's as close to the entrance or the exit of the emergency department. It's ideal.
With the new lobby area that will be built, a lot different than what we're used to right now when you walk in.
Right.
Walk into the hospital. Some things will move to opposite side of the walls. You'll have a bigger area for people to register,
right.
And the waiting area. For you, was that a big thing to try to be able to have, when you walked in the door, have those services right there, having more space for them as well? So
we looked at patient flow. And so when a patient walks into the lobby, what is the most important thing that they need to see? And one is to make sure that we have a receptionist available to them to help guide. But we have our lab draw stations close to the front. We also have a security office just right there to keep our eye on patients coming and going.
Right.
The emergency department waiting area is right to the right of the main entrance, but there's also a separate ED entrance. And so it was well thought out about patient flow and what we need to do and move to the front of the hospital to better meet the needs of our patients.
All right, we're going to take a break right there. When we come back, we're going to finish up our discussion on the hospital and move in to see what we're going to see out in the Health and Wellness Center as well, coming up in just a short time here as all this goes on at Lehigh Valley Hospital here in Hazleton. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Hi, I'm Isabella Falvello. Join me for a wonderful new cooking series, Ciao Bella, featured here on WYLN TV 35.
Do you have odors and dampness in your basement and crawl space? An unhealthy home begins with problems in damp, poorly ventilated areas. The conditions down below nurture molds, dust mites, and result in a buildup of gases and pollutants that can cause serious illnesses, like asthma, emphysema, and some cancers. The pollutants work their way up to your living quarters, infecting your entire home. Wave ventilation for moisture control and air quality can solve this problem. The unit's unique technology is designed to replace the damp, stale, polluted air with dry, fresh air and maintain a healthy, comfortable environment all year round. Unlike dehumidifiers, there's no buckets of water or filters, and it costs about $3 a month in electricity. Protect your home and family. Get to the source of the problem with Wave Ventilation. Call now. Make Wave Ventilation your answer to healthy living. Satisfaction guaranteed.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
Watch Off the Beaten Path on WYLN TV 35 and discover the Pennsylvania you never knew existed. Monday, June 11th at 7:30 p.m., the United States Air Force Heritage of America Band will be hosting a concert at the Wiltsey Center on North Wyoming Street in Hazleton. This concert by the Heritage Winds will be a free concert featuring the world's finest active duty musicians performing modern woodwind compositions and classic favorites for all to enjoy. Monday, June 11th at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are free and available at Boscov's at the Laurel Mall and also could be printed from eventbrite.com. WYLN TV 35 is looking to hire a highly motivated, energetic salesperson for the Hazleton, Wilkes-Barre, and surrounding areas. Send your resume to the email or the address on your screen. WYLN is an equal opportunity employer.
welcome back to Topic A here on WYLN, everyone. I'm Gary Fern. I'm very pleased to have with me John Fletcher, who's the president of Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, and we're talking about the renovation work that's being done at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, and I want to go right in to a drawing we have of the patient rooms and how these rooms are going to be a little bit more comfortable for when you're there. And we're taking a look now at a little more spacious and maybe some nice design to it as well, so patients can be a little bit more comfortable when at the hospital.
Yes, so as the patient rooms are designed, it is to make sure that we take care of the patient needs. And so you need the oxygen, you need all of the medical equipment necessary. But we also need to make it as comfortable as possible because, getting a good night's sleep and being able to rest is part of the healing process. One of the key achievements that I think the renovation project's going to do is going to allow us to have private rooms. And so right now, all of our rooms, or a majority of our rooms, are semi-private rooms. We want to, and we are going to move to private rooms, but you'll see on the drawings that the medical equipment at the headboard of the wall allows us that if we need to, we could go to a semi-private room. So during peak periods, if the flu happens to hit and we need some more beds, we will make them semi-private. But we think, and we're fairly certain by the studies we've done, that we're going to be able to maintain private rooms a majority of the time for our patients. And so that's critical. It's one of the things that patients have said to us is, boy, privacy is important. I would really appreciate a little more privacy, and I think we're going to be answering that need.
And a lot of the work that's being done now did come out of surveys that you guys did to patients and everyone who visits into the hospital or into the centers to get their input to best serve them.
It's both local in doing the surveys, but as well as that is we've hired some consultants that have looked at healthcare and where it's going and what needs to be, and so we've utilized healthcare experts as well as the local community needs. And so I think when you're looking at, I think, a picture of the 4th floor, and so when you walk off the elevator, any of the floors, when we're completely done with the project, it's going to be, again, a brand new facility. We're going to have all new wallpaper. The nurses' station is going to be new. You'll see a picture of the patient rooms, or you're seeing that. But that's a picture of the hallway as you exit the elevator, and you can see it looks completely different than how it looks today. And it's exciting.
And you know what? I always like when you're able to get off the elevator and the information is right there in front of you. And I'm one who can get lost in a very large building very easily because there's so many signs and arrows pointing. You know, they simplify. You're on the 4th floor. This is what's here. You know, rooms 401 through 430. You're here. Love that. You know, when you get off sometimes in bigger facilities, you're overwhelmed. But getting that information, and just, here you go, nice little areas so people, when they can get off the elevator and say, okay, now I know where I'm going, and not be rushed right in the middle of everything.
And you're right. We're a small enough facility that when you get off the elevator, you'll see the nurses' station. There will be people there to help you. But the signage is critical. So we're excited about it. We started the project. I was up on the floor, and it's amazing what they've been able to accomplish in just a couple of weeks. We're doing the 3rd floor first, boy, oh boy, the rooms are stripped, the hallway's stripped, everything. The nurses' station has been framed, and it's just amazing how quickly they move. So we're excited to get the 3rd floor done and move to the 4th.
And something else we want to point out, all the work that's being done, obviously for comfort and efficiency, but also some security as well. So the nurses' station is able to see everything.
Yes.
Opening up the hallways a little bit so they can see what's going on. The security as well, moving their office a little bit, so people can have that sense of security when they're coming to Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton.
It's been designed with so many factors in mind. The most important is making sure that the patient experience is where it needs to be and what our patients should expect and deserve from us. But you're right, having that the nurses' station a little more visible and the ability to go to private rooms, I think that's the number one on our priority list is to really move to the private rooms. Bigger TVs, and so we need to have the larger televisions, and so just many new amenities that we're going to be adding that's going to provide that level of comfort.
And speaking of the nurses station, there's what
Yes.
one of them will look like there. So right in the open, glass barrier and part of it, so the nurses have their privacy when they're working on
Right.
charts and stuff they need to do, but also readily available to everyone who walks through that floor, wherever they're at in the hospital.
And so you'll see on the renderings, key is the noise level.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the nurses stations can be a very, very, very busy place. You have
Yes.
physicians, you have other therapy services, you have the registered nurses, you have so many people that are at the nurses station. And so one of the things we wanted to do with the glass is to try to cut down on some of that noise.
Mm-hmm.
And so that when you're in your patient room, you'll have the ability to rest when you need to rest. It's still difficult, but we want to do everything we can to make that possible.
So that, there's a lot going on at the hospital,
Yes.
and this will be obviously throughout the summer, and we can't wait to go up and start seeing some of the work, especially when downstairs in the emergency department, because that is one of the busiest places in all of Greater Hazleton, no matter what. But I also want to talk a little bit about what we can expect out at the Health and Wellness Center,
Right.
and that's right now in line to kick off in the fall of 2018. So I know when you were here last year, you talked about almost a health mall feel to
Right.
it, and be able a one-stop shop for some of the services we're providing. So could you allude to anything that we're going to see out at the Health and Wellness Center?
More of the same that we discussed last year, but let me stress it again. And so our goal at the Health and Wellness Center is to be that one-stop shop.
Mm-hmm.
We will still have practices located in the communities that are maybe in the hometown area and other practices throughout the area. But what we want to do is when possible, is to consolidate the services so that when you're going and need services, you're going to one location. That was a huge benefit when we opened the Health and Wellness Center. People loved that they could go to one location and receive imaging, lab, see their physician services, and so we just wanted to expand on that. So we want to add medical specialty services there, neurology, pulmonary medicine, GI services. We want to add surgical services, orthopedics, urology, general surgery. We want to add primary care to make sure family medicine, internal medicine.
Right.
We want to add another express care. Our express care is very, very busy
Yes.
on Broad Street, and we think a second express care would be ideal out at the Health and Wellness Center location. And we want to create a women's and children's center. So for pediatrics and OB. And so we want to make that a destination point for almost all services that you would need on an outpatient basis. In addition to that, we want to include some retail. And what does that look like? We want to be, we'd love to have a farmer's market out there. We'd love to have more wellness programs. We want to have a place where the community can go for education or just to meet. And so it is, healthcare has changed so much that we are more in the wellness business, or need to be more into the wellness business than we've ever been. We've always been in the sick business, and we will always be in the sick business. But it's equally important to say, how do we keep you well?
Right.
And what programs do we need? And that's one of the things that we want to create at the Health and Wellness Center. Not take care of when you're sick, but what are those services and programs that we can offer to keep you well?
All right, we're going to stop right there. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back here on Topic A. Stay with us.
For over 25 years, Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, 118 Boulevard Road, Bloomsburg, has provided professionally designed skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields. All stations are handicap accessible, with resident NRA certified shooting instructors on site. There are packages available to fit anyone's budget, restaurant and catering on site. Our facility is also available for weddings, business meetings, bachelor and private parties. Call 570-384-2314.
Go hog wild for Iron Pigs Baseball. WYLN is televising the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs live. America's favorite pastime on your local network, WYLN TV 35. See the Stars of Tomorrow at Coca-Cola Park. Don't miss any of the games here on WYLN TV 35. Visit WYLNTV.com for a complete Iron Pigs schedule. Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs on WYLN, your home for live sports.
in every Sunday night on WYLN from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. for hard-hitting, high-flying, non-stop action as only Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling High Voltage can bring you. That's Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling every Sunday night on WYLN. I'll see you in the ring.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. You'll meet Jacqueline. She's a busy young mom who suffered from migraines for 17 years. One visit to Dr. John. Miraculously, she is cured. She's feeling great. Her story this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Join us.
Welcome back to Topic A, everyone. We are talking about Lehigh Valley Health Network and the hospital here in Hazleton and a lot of the work being done. And we talked a lot about the building work being done and getting the facilities top-notch, looking top-notch care right here in Hazleton. But the most important part, you can have the best buildings in the world, but if you don't have the people in there, the doctors, the nurses, the therapists, all them, which really make this happen. So how has Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton been doing in recruitment-wise and keeping all those employees right here in the greater Hazleton area?
Well, thanks for asking. You are right. I mean, you could have the most beautiful building, but if you don't have it, it's all about the people. Mm-hmm. It's about the experience. The people provide the experience. And so part of our program is where we were going to expand is provider recruitment, physician recruitment, and nurse practitioners and physician assistants. It's critical. It's critical to today, but also to our future. If we do not have the providers to see our patients and to refer to our services, then we're in trouble. Right. And we've been very, very active on the recruitment front. We've added a colorectal surgeon that's joined us in the last 6 months, and we have a general surgeon and Dr. Mahoney. We continue to add primary care physicians. Dr. Benyo has joined us. We're out there recruiting. We're interviewing quite a few candidates, focusing on family medicine, focusing on internal medicine. We've added a number of OB-GYNs to our mix, a number of advanced practitioners, whether they're the nurse practitioners or the PAs, and we're still out there looking. We want to recruit both family medicine, internal medicine, pediatrics. We're out there looking for urology. Dr. Srinivasan has left us, a fabulous physician. We're going to miss him. Understand why. But we are going to have a full-time presence in urology in June. But in the meantime, we're also going to be we've asked the network, Lehigh Valley Health Network in Allentown, if they could help us. And they're sending some providers to Hazleton in order for us to continue to provide urology services right here in the community. As we begin recruiting, and in June we'll have full-time urology. Critical. It's extremely important that we have the necessary providers here in Hazleton. And we're working very closely with the network to talk about ways that sometimes we don't have a full-time need for a physician. Right. Sometimes it's just one day a month. And so we're working closely with the network of saying, how do we work? How does that work? And we're really close to bring physicians from Allentown to Hazleton to take care of our patients in our community. And you'll hear more about that soon, but we're excited about it.
Real quick, we're going to run out of time here, but I want to ask about Geisinger Insurance, and I know that has been a sticking point a little bit back and forth with some people in the area, but we have some good news on that front.
We do, and so we've always accepted the Geisinger health plan for the family, which is the Medicaid program. We just signed a deal with Geisinger to accept the Medicare patients. So the Geisinger Health Plan Gold, those who participate through the Medicare program can now come to Hazleton Hospital and all of our entities and our physicians, and effective April 1st, we're able to accept those. Not the commercial business at this point, but definitely the Medicare, and so please come.
All right, wonderful. Well, John, thank you so much for coming on, giving us this update and sharing the renderings with us and getting us up to date on what's going on right here in our neighborhood hospital.
Well, thank you for having me.
All right, and you'll see a lot more of what's going on at the hospital, Health and Wellness Center, and everywhere that Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is providing services right here on WYLN, so look for that. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll see you next time here on Topic A.